Hello, and welcome to Slightly Smoking Livestream. I'm your host, Jack Murdoch, and today's guest is Magic Trick Mike, a great magician and a great creator of highly visual magic. So soon, I think that's going to be the forefront of our game. And what's up, Austin? What's up, Mark? What's up, guys? How's it going? This one's going to be a fun one. If you haven't seen Magic Trick Mike, check him out, especially after this. And here he is right now. Boom. Here we go. Springing into action. Hey!
What's
What's
up?
up, my friend?
Let me get my iPhone straight up. How's that look?
Perfect. Looking good.
Sweet. Make sure you can get my background there. All the
Yeah.
gum,
So you got
all the gum in the world,
workshop. Oh yeah, you got tons of candy. You're the candy man, aren't you?
aka my kitchen table.
That's awesome. Right on, man. Well, this is gonna be a fun one. I know this is like the first time we get to meet virtually, and I know I just found out you're in San Diego, and I'm like, what? How have I never met you? You're right down in San Diego. But I've heard a lot of good stuff about you through other friends. First through David, the Magic Crasher. And
Yeah.
everyone that I know has seen that amazing trick, Revise 5. That's a hot trick, man. So
Yeah, it's been interesting. I'll say that it's been interesting this whole magic world.
I know it's a great rabbit hole to dive into.
Yeah, I love it.
So let's dive into your life. What's your origin story? How did you get into magic? What was the first thing you saw in magic?
Gosh, I started doing magic probably like most when I was young, and I loved it. I thought it was fascinating, and then I just stopped because I just never, picked it up again until later in life. And I started seeing some tricks out there now with online and Instagram, and that it made a whole new world, I guess, for magic. David Blaine and these guys. So I started this thing called Magic Trick Tuesday on my normal page, and just for fun, every Tuesday I had tricks that I've had coin tricks that I learned over the years, and so I started doing that every Tuesday, and it became a thing. So I'm like, I don't know. So 2 years ago, I was like, I'll just start a page. Why not? A magic page, and just kind of have it out there. Because I'm not a working magician. I've never, the only gig I did, which we could talk about maybe later, was that Germany. I was on primetime television Germany, which was
Well, that's awesome.
was the funniest thing ever. Fun story, but other than that, I've never done a magic show. I've never worked down on the street. I've never done any sort of magic. I just started a page for fun, and I started buying a bunch of magic tricks. Like Nicholas Lawrence is literally one of my favorite creators.
I could definitely see that inspiration because he's visual magic, a lot of eye candy.
Yeah, Alan Roberson, like a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
So I bought Shin Lim's 52 Shades of Red, and when I saw what was in that package, I couldn't believe. Something I get fascinated over as a creator is these guys, which is magnets, and these things are so small, and I didn't even realize
magnets, right? Yeah. Oh man.
I didn't even realize that existed, and so when I saw Shin Lim's 52 Shades of Red, it blew my mind. I just kept the whole
that's
how
what I've heard a lot
everything's
from
done.
people that's like a huge inspiration that helped them create a lot of that visual type magic.
Yeah,
and it's really special thanks to those little magnets. Really, honestly, I think that changed the game the past 5 years.
Oh yeah, and it's they're expensive little buggers, man. I mean, Shin Lim's, I think they're like $1 a piece on Penguin, so I had to go to Hong Kong to get get some magnets. But yeah, so anyway, 2 years ago I started creating, and I just started just for fun. I saw how other people were doing things, and I just thought, my brain works in such a way that when I start doing something, it's hard for me to get away from it, and so. I started creating stuff with gum, and the reason I liked gum was because I wasn't a magician. If I pulled out a deck of cards, I can't do cardistry like these amazing guys. I can't do coin tricks like these amazing guys. So I thought, I'm going to take gum, So nobody really expects it. You go out with a deck of cards, you're going to expect a magic trick. You go out with
Right.
a pack of gum, it's almost you're throwing people off. So my thought was gum magic was cool. It's not super popular. I think maybe it's getting more of a
You're making it
name.
popular.
Well, I feel like it's something that people just don't expect. So they're not, when you pull out a pack of gum, they're not expecting a magic trick. So you could totally throw them off.
Absolutely.
Uh, you pull out a deck of cards, it could be a trick deck. It could be, you know, oh, they did this, they did that. It's not, you know, but a pack of gum is pretty innocent. So Revise 5 came out of just playing around with ideas. And over probably 6 months, I let David from Magic Crashers, Javier, the magician from, you know, he was working with Murphy's now. He was big with helping me like, hey, I have this thing, you know, what do you think? The hard thing was, is there anything else out there like it? You know, after I got done with creating this, Alan Rorson, somebody sent me a link like, oh, he has something similar. So I was like, I went online, I looked, I'm like, okay. So I reached out to Alan and I said, hey, I have this trick. I'm looking to put it out there. He was amazing. Like he, you know, mine was quite a bit different than his. So he was super encouraging about it, but I ended up sending it to Murphy's or Penguin, I'm sorry. And I said, hey, you know, would this be, I'm sorry, Murphy's Magic. And I asked if they would be interested and they picked it up exclusively. So it was like instantly they wanted like 300 of them. And I was like, I have to make, I mean, I have to, these things are time consuming to make each one. So I ended up making 300 units right off the bat.
I love it. You get
right off the bat.
Down so naturally. Oh man, so good, dude.
Then it ends up in your pocket, and you can hand out candy or whatever. But so to make each one of these was
I've been itching to play with one of those too. I've been seeing a lot of great magicians on Instagram, and when I first saw it, actually, David, I was just like, what the, like, that's really good stuff.
Well, I did it all on my own. I didn't know, like I said, I'm so new to the whole magician world. And so I package it up like this. It's nothing fancy, but what's in here is so much. Like there's so much. It's
is that
totally
the little package right there?
Yeah. I mean, you literally could take this out and start doing magic instantly. So that was my goal.
Cool.
Then it sold out in 2 days. I couldn't believe it. They were like, hey, we need more. We need more. So I think I made 300 more all on my own, which you're looking at 15, 20 minutes per pack. So that's where my brain is like, okay, I'll do that. So I started making them. That sold out in another few days. So I eventually told them I can't keep up. Like, I can't keep up with the orders. So Javier was like, hey, why don't you just put the package together with just the materials and you could send it out as a DIY version. So I said, hey, would you guys, because I had all the material. And so that's how they ended up taking, Murphy's said, okay, we'll sell it as that. So that's why a lot of people had to actually make it, which I hated that. I hated that somebody had to put together this Revise 5 because it's so intricate. It's not easy to put together. But even with all the pieces that I give, it was not like ideal. But yeah, I got lucky, man. I got lucky with magicians doing it. Blew my mind. It's been a journey. So
that's super cool. I mean, there's a lot of magic in that one. I mean, that one gimmick, so to say. Because I mean, how many color changes do you have in it? You've got
all the gums, all the actual gum changes color, and then all the colors on the box actually change. And then the gum disappearing was like a minute. Like that was not part of the original, but it disappearing, I think, made it like, okay, that this is something I could put out there. So like 6 different changes, and then the gum disappears.
Yeah, so much magic within like 10 seconds even, you know, you're like, what?
Yeah, it was fun. Well, then the trick I'm coming out with next is called Gum Tool. And it's coming out with Sky Member. I don't know if you've heard of Sky Member.
I don't think I have.
They're rad. Look them up. They came out with Polaroid and Nomad and, gosh, a ton of really great, the little tab that you pull off the can and, you know, spin it back on.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
So they reached out to me about Gum Tool, and so we're actually putting that together now. Have you seen Gum Tool?
I haven't.
Do you want me to show you?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to see it.
So Gum Tool is the one I'm doing all over my page. It literally, it's David Stone's. If you know David Stone's tool,
Oh, okay. So it's based off that.
same idea, same principle. I just added some different things to make it just a bit different. Okay. So the idea with this trick is you have a spectator and you have you have a pick a card. You then take their card, you put it on a sealed pack of gum, and right in front of their face. Oh, whoops! Hold on a sec. I don't do magic in front of people, so let me try it again. So right in front of their face, you make it disappear. Sealed pack of gum. Then they take the sealed pack of gum, they undo it. They are the ones that open it, and it finds their card inside.
Wow.
So that's one of the main tricks with it.
Yeah,
but you could
the fact that it's sealed too.
The fact that it's sealed is really cool, but it does a ton of different things. I mean, you could do color changes.
Ooh, nice.
You could do a we have like I think 30 different ideas with the Gum Tool that we're putting on a DVD or wow, are DVDs a thing anymore?
Right, a download or something. Yeah.
A download. So basically, it'll be me teaching people, hey, here's how you make it, because you could use it for any type of candy, any type of box. So that's coming out in May.
Awesome, man. It's May.
I did.
Sure it is. It's coming out
Yeah,
soon.
I know it's coming. I decided to go with a company because literally I couldn't. The last one I learned, never do something alone again. That was just difficult. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of work making those gimmicks, especially alone. I mean, I remember working on with David. I helped him did the sharp this, and I helped him like.
Oh yeah. Oh nice.
Find it basically, and he's like, "All right, well now we got to produce this." So I'm like hanging out in this house making like we had to make like 1,000 of those. So I'm like,
unreal.
I feel you. You having need to do that looks like a lot of work. Like 300, like wow, and then 300 more. But it's awesome. I think a lot of magicians like that part. I know I do. I like creating the gimmicks and like.
Yeah, same.
It's an art project. You're going down, putting these things together, and then you have this great little art piece at the end of it.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
It's a miracle worker,
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely fun. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I am aware of your Gum Tool. I wasn't sure if that was the trick you're talking about, but that's awesome. I look forward to.
I've been doing it like crazy. Sky Member really did it well. I don't know if you've seen their packaging for anything else. Let me see if I have some. They came out with the Nomad coin. Just their packaging alone is just amazing. They're so good. So I was really excited so check out Sky Member. They're rad. I think they're going to become an up and coming big distributor or producer of magic tricks because they're just really good at it. So yeah,
check them out. They're just up and coming, huh? Sky Member.
Yeah, Sky Member. So Polaroid was one of their big ones I liked. Polaroid was amazing. It's that little Polaroid's the one where you have a picture of something and you could pull the thing right out of it. I mean, you could pull a card out of it.
Object, make it 3D.
Yeah, so it's like you have a picture of a card and you could take the card and it'll disappear out of here, and it could be their chosen card. But you could do anything. I think I did on my page. I did the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
I pulled the Statue of Liberty out of it, but that's another thing I try to do. Anytime I see a magic trick like Split, I don't know if you've seen the Split project by Adam Wilbur.
I've seen it, yeah, and I've seen you been playing with that too, and doing stuff with that. That's awesome. The can where you split two cans and.
Yes, that took me quite a while. It took me a while to create, but. His idea is guys like that blow my mind. I mean, they really do. It's like, I mean, I'm doing little gum tricks and stuff, but these guys, the way he put that together, that's literally one of my favorite projects I've messed around with to date. That's why I keep finding things to split because I'm like, oh, I could do that. Let's try that. So the can was difficult, but I love taking other people's stuff and utilizing it with candy because I'm sticking only to candy. I'm not really straying far from candy because I really found a niche that I like. And when you have a table that looks like this,
yes. You're like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, dude, this is.
And you're doing magic with candy, so it is like a magical.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I should change my name. But
Yeah.
I have a very gracious wife. I'll say that. I have three teenage daughters. I have a
Awesome.
16-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 13-year-old. So
Wow, and you look
my
like you're
house.
20 years old.
Nobody ever guesses my age. I'm actually 41. So
Looking good. That's awesome. Good to have a happy family, and to
yeah,
support you.
yeah.
You support them. That's great, dude.
Oh, they're the best. I have the best family ever. They're amazing. So
That's fun.
yeah,
What did people ask here earlier? Oh, well, about the bubblegum tricks. I think we got to that point. Why you got inspired was Shin Lim, and then kind of going down that rabbit hole, of looking at the
yeah. Just
everything.
others, Nicholas Lawrence and
Nicholas Lawrence.
Alan, and just incredible guys.
Yeah,
Seth Race. I mean, these guys are just. I loved watching other creators like Adam with Split. Just like made my mind blown. It was so cool.
and that's good that you've narrowed your focus. Like you want to do gum magic. You want to do like candy magic as a generalization, and you focus like on that gum. I think that's good too because I think sometimes when people start stretching out too much and it's like, oh, I forget about this and that. But at least
Yeah,
you have that like kind of category like food, gum, like
yeah,
soda cans, you know.
yeah. I like it. Like I said, I'm not a card guy. I'm just not good at it. I'm not a coin guy. So I started creating and using other people's ideas and putting it to candy. It becomes new again, right? So
Yeah,
taking David Stone's tool and make it into gum, it becomes new and fresh and something different. And something we're giving him full credit for, and it gets to kind of live on in a different way. So my brain always works like if I see somebody doing a trick with cards, I'm like, I wonder if I can make something out of candy to that same idea. So that's usually where my brain goes. But
yeah, and it's a more organic feel. I mean, it's something you could find anywhere, any store. Uh,
yes,
in fact, maybe people are carrying around with them, you know, or you're
hmm
always carrying it. It seems like more of a
yeah,
natural thing to carry it rather than a pack of cards. And that kind of shows, as you said, oh, magician. The gum
yes,
is like, oh, he's a guy with a gum. He's a normal guy. And then you start to
yeah,
imagine with like, okay, magician, you know, so that's
yeah,
that good relatable touch that people can instantly connect, and then
yeah.
instantly a magician.
Yeah, the only time I've ever done it, which I'll go back to the Germany thing, Farid, one of the biggest magicians in Germany, had a primetime television show, and they reached out to me, their producers, and said, "Hey, we want to put you on this show at a candy shop with Farid." And at the time, I had no idea who he was. Honestly, I'm not.
What's
Like I
his name
said, I'm not
again? Is
really.
it
His name's Farid,
Farid?
Farid. Yeah, Farid. Look him up. He's incredible. He has huge shows like David Copperfield. I mean, he's a big guy over
Like
there.
the David Copperfield of Germany. Germany.
Exactly, exactly. So I thought I was being punked when they reached out to me. I'm like,
Couldn't believe it.
well, I was like, and I sent back to the producers. I said, hey, I don't really do magic. Like I create stuff, but I'm not really a magician. If you want to use me, just make sure to know I don't do magic. So I said it over and over because I get all nervous doing magic in front of people and my hands get all sweaty. So anyway, I brought my best friend with me, and we went down to Old Town in San Diego where they have a candy shop there.
Yeah.
And they thought I was meeting them in LA. So I guess their producer never told me I was supposed to go to LA. So
Huh.
they drove 4 hours to come meet me. They had their big old cameras. One guy had just audio strapped to his body. I mean, it was a thing. And I was like, holy crap, like what is happening? So we start the segment in the candy shop, and he starts asking me how I got into magic and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, without me knowing, well, let's head out to the streets and start doing some magic. And I'm like, okay. Like, so I had to literally go out in Old Town, never doing magic, and show my gum tricks. So I had, at
What
that
kind of
point, I
forced
actually,
you for the first time to do that, huh?
totally. So I had Gum Tool already. I had to revise 5. And then I had a couple other things, but I had to like draw a crowd, like, come on over. And all of his producers were like bringing a whole bunch of people. That's why you see the people and they're all real. They're like, I mean, I have a little segment on it's like 4 posts to go on my page right now. You can go back and watch it. But I was like, I had a blast. Don't get me wrong. But magicians, they're just, I feel for them because that's not easy. It's not easy to not mess up and do it right. And so it was
Yeah, a
really
lot of
fun
stuff
though.
going on at once.
Yeah. So Fareed actually bought Revise 5. That's how it all started. And
Wow.
he's like, "You're the best candy magician in the world." And I'm thinking, not okay. Like, it was just funny because I'm like, no. The next day he was going to see like Penn and Teller. I was like, "Tell him I said hi. They'll know me." Yeah. Tell him Magic Trick Mike said hi. But anyway, bizarre. That's the only time I've ever actually done magic for people.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
awesome though. That you did. I mean, you did it too. Like you were kind of forced to it. At first, you were like, "Well, no, I'm not going to do this. I don't do that." And then they
Yeah.
popped up and they're like, "Well, hello, anyways, let's do this." And you're like, shoot." And
Yeah.
they
It was.
put you on the spot, which I know is a tough thing. I know even for me and most magicians, like you get put on the spot when you're not ready, or even as maybe not a full time performer, which I understand too. Even if I take like a week off, I'll still get like nervous and I'll be like,
Jitters.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's always kind of like that. So
That's funny.
to do that is awesome. Like luckily, then back then you're like, well, yeah, why not? And luckily,
Yeah.
it's something you know so well, at least that you played with it so much that
Exactly.
it wasn't
I felt
just a
confident.
crazy card sleight, you know.
Totally. I felt confident in the ones that I did have, which was great. Because that's the one they were my segment in Germany was on just candy magic. So it wasn't anything else. So there was just a little segment that they put on about candy magic. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. That's a really cool story.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen after like creating things and then
Nope.
more doors open and then and all of a sudden now you're the candy man.
Candy man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Candy man can.
I love it though. I love it.
I love that. That's so cool. So yeah, what else can we talk about? I know we had another question earlier. Let's see. I guess someone asked in the box of questions, what's your favorite type of magic that you like to see? I guess it would be candy, but I don't know. What other magic do you like to see?
Yeah. Anything hyper visual. If I'm on Instagram and I have to go 5 seconds without seeing something hyper visual, I just pass it by. Sorry, card guys. Like, it's hard for me to sit and watch it. So it's hard for me to sit and watch a whole routine. I'm definitely one that likes instant something happening. I mean, my brain's, ADHD to the max. And so if something's not happening pretty quick, I'm out. So I would say the hyper visual stuff. I mean, like I said, Shin Lim, I was watching one of his videos on AGT or the America's Got Talent. And I was just like, this guy is so good. Even though I know how he does it all, he's so good and visual that blows my mind. But yeah, I would say anything visual, anything you could do really quick is something I really dig.
Yeah. Someone just asked, do you do any other tricks besides gum? I know you do stuff with. When you look at his page, he's got a bunch of tricks. Magic Trick Mike, he's got it all. But I know, like I said earlier, one of my more recent ones was the split with the can. That was one of the ones I really like.
Oh, thanks, man.
I mean, you could adapt this too to almost any type of candy, especially with I feel like the gum tool. Can you really adapt that to other?
Anything. So basically, with Gum Tool, we're sending people an already made gimmick. Plus, we're going to be sending them magnets to be able to create their own with whatever else. So that was something I was really excited about because you could even use the one we give you and make it into anything. So I basically teach you how to make it, but the package that we send out is going to have an already made gum tool ready to go.
Yes, man, that's awesome.
So I'm excited about that.
Hopefully it'll be good. You missed it. He just showed his gum tool. Could you show it one more time? Do you have one set up?
Okay, yeah, I'll.
And I know some people are hopping in and off on the live stream. I mean, we'll be sharing this too on our story and then eventually on YouTube, so you guys can play back and see all sorts of cool stuff. And this is cool because most of the time throughout these live streams, we do a lot of chatting and conversing, and now we get a little magic here and there, which is cool. Now we get to see this.
So the idea, the trick is you have a spectator choose a card, and they choose a card, you fold it up, and you put it on a pack of gum, and you make it disappear. And it ends up in a sealed pack. You undo it, and their card is right inside the sealed pack of gum.
Wow.
So that's one of the main working That's what we're going to teach is main working for a working magician. That's stuff that they can go and do. But the gum tool, like I said, and I showed a little bit earlier, is you could really make it turn. You could really make a gum pack turn into anything. So anything
I really
that
like
you could.
that. I think that's cool
anything,
too, because you're just like, oh, I mean, I kind of want something else, maybe minty fresh. Boom.
Yeah, or you could do something like.
I really like that.
Change it into something smaller. So
dang, look at all this stuff.
There's like endless stuff you can do with this trick. I'll send you one, bro. I'll send you one of mine.
Yeah, well, we definitely got to meet up. I mean, you're in San Diego. I actually perform a lot in San Diego. Not right now.
Okay.
But typically I perform a lot like as a street performer, which I've taken a break, obviously. But until then.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I would love it. I know David from Magic Ushers. We're talking about linking up too, so maybe we could all get together. And
yeah,
so I do video. My job is video production. So I started a video production business.
Okay.
And so I do video production all over San Diego and work with bigger companies. And so that's kind of one of my main things. And then I'm a music director at a church. So I also do music.
Oh, cool.
But the fun fact about me is for 9 years, I was a nurse.
No way.
Yeah. People ask me, what kind of nurse were you? I tell them I was a male nurse.
Yes, man. No, that's awesome.
I did that right out of high school. Yeah,
you've done a lot. You definitely don't even look your age. So that means you're living a good life.
I lived. Well, I found the right wife. That's for sure. We've been married 18 years, and she's amazing. So
that's awesome.
I got lucky.
Yeah, congrats on that. That's super cool. It's good to keep that good positivity and good people around you. And then,
amen.
Like I said, that's why I've been doing these live streams, because this is like family. This is a community that
I love it.
We're all in this together, so we should help us grow. I think this is the best time for everyone to grow. I mean, you don't have to do anything right now too, but you also could be doing a lot of things, which is, just upgrading in a way. And I think
I agree.
Slowing down, I think people also have that like double duality of like, people think I should be working so much and doing and creating and doing this. I'm like, that's cool, man. Like this whole world has been spinning busy forever.
Totally, dude.
I'll just stop and slow down
and it's been great. I agree. I couldn't agree more. And I appreciate what you do, man. Like, I think I always hop on the lives, and I think it's fun to see other people, and the fact that you're helping others connect. Like, I think you said with Sonia, you're saying like, we would have probably never talked if it wasn't for the world slowing down, right? Like,
yeah,
it just kind of is what it is. So it's neat to see what you're doing, man. So appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I'm super lucky. Super grateful to have people on like you too, like everyone that's been on this. This has been like what, the 40th? I'm not even keeping track anymore. It's been
crazy. That's so cool.
Doing it off the wing, and then it's like, yeah, why not? I mean, I miss this. I miss like just jamming, chatting, conversing, sharing ideas, and just spreading the knowledge and the wisdom as much as possible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What
we're working on, what we're doing. Seeing the work you've been doing, and it's amazing, man. It's real magic. And I think your type of magic is going to be in the forefront of magic in this industry now, because now we only have this virtual aspect to really connect.
Yeah,
at least for the next month. And who knows, another 2 months. So you're going to see a lot more visual magic.
Yeah.
Even me, I'm thinking about how I can perform more things just in this frame,
in this
more
square,
stand up. Because I was trying to figure that out. Like, do I want to have, the crotch shot, with the hands down there on the tip of the cards? I just feel like that's not really the route to go. In some cases, yeah, there's certain magic like that, but now I'm trying to really reconfigure everything in this box.
Yeah.
It's a trip to think outside the box when you're inside the box.
Yeah. Well, the hard thing about Instagram and live is angles, right? Or mess ups, or you have to make sure that all the angles are right, and you could get it down, right? But live, trying to do a live show, it's almost like, they can go back and slow down the screen. And I've done it plenty of times with magicians. I'm like, how did they do that? The appearing box card I forget the guy who did it. He has a deck of cards, and another one pops up, and he takes it out, puts it in his pocket, then another one pops up.
Yeah, I saw a video of that.
I was like slowing it down. I'm like, how I can't, my brain.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's right
close.
up your alley. I could totally tell, like that type of.
I'm
Certain.
close though, because I started it with a box of Nerds, so
Oh,
I
so you've
have
been
it
working on
somewhere.
an idea with it? That's awesome.
Oh
How
yeah.
cool is that?
I haven't figured out their idea, but I just kind of started thinking of my own, and I'm sure it's similar. But I just thought that was a genius trick. I can't wait till I think they're actually going to be launching it, so I can't wait to buy it.
Yeah,
Support them.
that's what's so cool that you're always getting inspired by magic you see, and you don't need a new method
Totally.
entirely, and then you create
Yep.
your own new method.
Yes.
That's the beauty
Yes.
of it. You have something original.
It's the only way I like to do it. I never like to, when people send me their trick or to do it, if I can't figure out a different way of doing it, I'll never post it. So,
Huh.
yeah, usually I think it's something.
No, that's good. It's good to keep your creative juices flowing, keep that originality, because a
For
lot
sure.
of times it's tough. I mean, I've been doing this now for like 12 years, like just magic, and I mostly like consult and help people like with their tricks. I haven't produced my own, but it's a goal of mine. I mean, I have a bunch of ideas. I just think putting it down now is where I'm at. I'm kind of coming towards terms, and I'm really like looking into that visual aspect. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's just that time, really. It's really that time.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. That's really good. We
It's
need
got
it.
me thinking like all these different tricks more up in this region, like I was saying before.
Yeah.
And it's a trip because I realize I don't do too much up in this region. It's more down here. I'm
Yeah.
like, dang.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough.
And even doing the tricks for people in their hands is now going to change for a little while too, until
Totally.
it kind of goes back. So that's another thing. Like I do so many things that involves like with the spectator in the hands sort of stuff, because
Yep.
that's like usually the best type of magic. Now
Yep.
it's like I was doing a little live stream show. I'm like, shoot, I can't do this phase of the trick because there's no hands. So like, what do I put it in? Oh, I could put it in the card box. I could put it underneath the card, or
Yeah.
underneath the silk or something. Like it has to have some sort of cover. So it just like makes you think in a different form, and it's fun.
Well,
It's fun to really get into
I
experimenting.
feel for you
things.
guys. This is for me. It's great because all I ever do is online. But I feel for all the magicians out there that actually know what they're doing and can't go out and actually bring that joy that I think it does for so many. So but it's good that you're thinking kind of outside of those realms right now, because we're going to get back to normal. Things are going to get back. I really believe that wholeheartedly, and things will start really jamming up again. So
Yeah, eventually.
Just my opinion.
Yeah, eventually we'll be good. Everyone's gonna be good. We got all the time in the world, man.
Right? I agree. I
So,
agree.
I think it's fun that we can enjoy this time, with our families, our friends, our loved ones, and our
Yep.
community here. Like I said, this is family, so it's
So cool.
a blessing to have this and to keep the connection going and just make it stronger. So
Yep.
anyway, I think we're upgrading. Like I said, we're
Yeah.
better.
It's great. I love it, man. It's great. Great connection.
Yeah. So, as far as magic, what sort of other magic do you look at? I know you said you're more like the Candyman, but like maybe other magic that inspires you and makes you want to create stuff. I know you kind of touched bases on that.
Yeah, I think.
What are other objects, maybe?
I'm looking at my table now of objects.
You do something with that flower vase?
Yeah. Wow. I know this is in the same area, but
mints. Yeah, okay, no, that's different.
I just started playing around with this. John Stessel. You know John?
Yeah, John's awesome.
John came out with something called Icebreaker, and then him and I were going to put out something a little bit more visual like that. That might have been really quick, but it's basically it's just a color changing.
That's so cool. That's
so So I was doing that, and John goes, "Hey man, I put out." He reached out to me because he's been a great friend to me as well. That guy's awesome, dude. Wow,
yeah,
he's
a
so
really
cool.
good guy.
When he got a hold of me, I was like, "Oh!" I fangirled a little bit, but he said, "I have this same trick called Icebreaker. You know, maybe we should think of something different." So him and I've been going back and forth on. So we came up just instead of his way, I just put a few modifications, and it makes it a little bit more visual. So I don't think we'll ever launch it, but just something fun. Other objects, I wish I had something to say. I really could care less about any other objects. Candy is my area. I don't know if people saw and if there's anybody still on, but
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is my this is my world. I've spent millions of dollars on gum and candy. Feels like it. Feels
Yeah.
like it, but
Okay, it's coming back
yeah.
now. Now it's getting spread all around the world to all these magicians, and that
Yeah.
must be the beauty. Like what do
Oh,
you think your biggest accomplishment is? Would you say it's the Revised Five?
yeah. I mean, I never thought in this world, one, that I'd have a trick to even put out there. Two, the fact that other magicians would. I mean, when Justin Flom did it, bro, I mean, Patrick Coon, uh, Tyler there's so many guys, David from Magic Crashers, seeing all these guys do the trick literally was like, I always show my wife. My wife's like, cool, like,
Yeah, it's
yay.
not cool 'cause it's your baby, and you're like everyone's like,
Oh,
oh, how they're taking care of it and just
it's
doing
the best. It's the
miracles.
best. Honestly, I get it, and it doesn't matter if the magician's big. I mean, it's great and it makes me excited. But even anybody doing it, and I see a video, and I'm just like, wow, that is amazing. Like, what a trip. So, I'm hoping Gum Tool. I hope Revise 5 paved a little way for the Gum Tool because I believe the Gum Tool can do so much more. Like, just so many more things. Revise 5, obviously, it's a good standalone trick, but Gum Tool, there's just endless possibilities to do with it. So,
Yeah, I'm excited for both, man. I
yeah.
can get my hands on it. Uh, yeah, well, I was just gonna say something. Brain fart.
Great
Well, I was
parts.
gonna say, what was like the most difficult, like creating these? Like, what was the struggle that you overcame?
Um, Trying to figure out, I always think it's important who you put around you. Um, you kind of become who you're around, right? You start talking the same way, but like in the magic world, I knew nobody. So
That might be a good
early
shift.
on, yeah, with David from Magic Crashers and John Stessel and Javier and Seth Reyes. I mean, some of these guys that was able to connect with and gave me some like advice. That was great because I felt clueless. I had no idea who to take it to. Like, okay, cool, I have this trick. Now what? So I actually did a lot of groundwork. I sent it to everybody. Like I sent one to Justin Flom a year ago, and a year later he did the trick.
Wow.
So he reached out to me and said, I had this thing for a year and finally put it, and it was on his mixtape, which was really exciting. So his little
Oh yeah, his
mixtape that,
mixtape is awesome.
yeah, so he put it on his mixtape and thanked me. And that's how I found out he did it. I had no idea that he even did it. And I was like, I saw my name in there. I'm like, no way. And I went and watched it and blew my mind. So, but just figuring out, having the right people to kind of help direct you. David for Magic Crashers was a huge part of that for me. And then just Javier was another one. Do you know Javier the magician? He's not
I
online.
don't actually. I'll have to get to know him too.
He works with Murphy's now and does a lot of their trailers. He's an amazing guy.
And
Um,
what's his handle name? Is it Javier Magician?
I think it's Javier the magician or Javier the magician, something like that. It'll come up when you see it. Yeah, he's like one of the only ones that's Javier the magician. So,
I'll look him up.
yeah, but early on, these guys were really helping me because I was clueless. So it was difficult to, once I had the product. The second thing that was difficult was finding the right company to build like all the pieces because there's 18 pieces in Revise 5.
Oh wow.
So when I send it to people, it's all put together. But if you were to take a Revise 5 apart, there's 18 different pieces that I had to find and have a company make for a price that made sense. So I had to get it down to a certain amount. So then when I sent it to Murphy's, that I was actually making a profit and not losing. So that was the challenge.
Yeah, a lot of little calculations there. 18 pieces, I wouldn't even know that. Now that
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense going
crazy.
back to what you said with like, yeah, this is like a complicated thing to put together, you know?
Yes,
But it's
yes,
cool that you
yes,
have
yes.
people go through it because I enjoy that stuff, honestly. I know I would like enjoy it because it's like anyone that enjoys putting puzzles together, that's part of it, you know? So it's like,
It's exactly what it is. In my video, I'll say in the video, I really explain how to do everything and what not to do. So I think it worked because I sold 300 of those. So I sold 300 Rise 5s initially, and then another 200 that I made, and then another 200 or 300, I think, that were DIY versions. So it was crazy. It's crazy. But so it's not like a big $1,000 money, you know, Gum Magic is not there yet. So it's because they even said, you know, initially, you know, give us 100 of them. I think they started with 100 actually. And then it was like 300 after that. So anyway, so hopefully gum's becoming more and more acceptable in the magic world.
No, I mean, I believe everyone has it nowadays. When I see it, I'm just like blown away, and I'm like, man, I need to get that thing.
Here's one more. I'll show you.
Yeah.
This is one I've been working on, and I sent it over to Nicholas Lawrence for some feedback. Nicholas Lawrence has been really cool at getting back to me and super encouraging. But so you take a pack of gum.
What?
You turn it into three.
Three? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
So, that one,
if
I always tell
gum,
people.
I'm going to you, I guess.
That's right. I have way too much gum for
I
one
can just
person.
imagine like a video of you, like you should just go to like a magic convention with all of this and just be like going around chewing gum and be like, here you go, guys.
anything super visual. So I'll do it one more time.
Ooh, man, look at that. That's so good. Making my eyes hungry.
Yeah, no, I'll send you a revised 5, man, for sure. So just got to get your info, but I'd love to. I'm actually, because I have time, I'm building. Right now I have 10 orders, so I'm sending them out as they come in. It's pretty expensive because I couldn't keep up. If I keep it at $30, I wouldn't be able to keep up. So it's a $50 price tag, which is a lot, but it's totally built for you. You don't have to do anything. It's but anyway,
that's the best part about it. I mean, just like you said, I mean, you could basically teach your kid and they can be doing it within, minutes.
Oh yeah, totally, 100%. Like a 10-year-old could do it. I mean, it's really, I wanted to make something that was easy for all consumers. So, but right now since I have time, I've just been making them as I'm sitting here. I'll just create, I was on a Zoom meeting the other day and I'm literally making my magic trick as I'm talking to this, but keep my mind busy. But orders are still coming in on the daily. So it's been cool to be able to have some income with that, which has been great.
Do you do stuff with lollipops too? Or
that's Magic Time. Magic Time. I haven't done much with it. I actually just reached out to him yesterday because he asked me, could you make there's a video coming out with the juicy fruit and the chiclets. I did one with that, but with the lollipop, it kind of goes back to what I said earlier. If I can't find a different way of doing it, I don't want to do it. Like I haven't thought of a different way that, like, David from Magic Crushers, in my opinion, was the best version of the lollipop. Like, that's the best one I've seen. But I can't find a way that's visual, right? It's too much of a routine for me. So that's why I liked his juicy fruit one, because it was quick. The version I did is have you seen his juicy fruit one? It's a pack of gum and it splits into 2 chiclets.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I've seen that. And I think you posted it too, or was it?
I'm about to. What I did is I split it and then I put it back together and then I turn it into 1 piece of gum. So that's the version I did for it, just to do something different. So
yeah. Yeah, because I was just thinking about that. I mean, I've been noticing lollipop tricks coming into play too. I mean, you're like the candy man, the gum man. But then there's the lollipop, and I like that because you could also maybe infuse that with the gum, because I haven't seen many people, like, you have the gum in the middle or the Tootsie Roll. Like, that'd be an interesting concept to, like, maybe extract or do something with.
That's a good idea, yeah. Like, the gum disappeared, that's just the Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, and then it's in your mouth or something. I don't know, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
How do you come up with these ideas? Like, I know you originally saw, like, Shen Lim, but what's the process of all those? Because you have so much stuff going on, especially in Revised 5. You got so many color changes. What's the process? Were you originally having multiple color changes in mind, or were you like, oh, I just change it once?
Yeah, I wasn't, in my mind, I wasn't thinking I'm going to put this out for the world. I was just wanting to build a 2 color change. And once you see the idea behind it, I'm more fascinated with how it's made than the actual trick, because I really love how it's made. And once you see it, you'll kind of understand what I mean. But it was just two colors. It was blue and red. And I did the trick, and that was it. And then I was like, you know, for another week, I'm always just kind of doodling around. I was like, gosh, I wonder if I can get one more color in there. And sure enough, I was able to figure it out and got one more color. And then it was just three colors on front and back. And then before I actually launched it, that was it. That's how Penguin wanted it. Well, then I came up with the idea to make the gum, all the gum disappear inside of it. So that was like, when I showed them the last like shebang, that's when they asked to do it exclusively with me, which was cool. So, because then you make the gum disappear and you can make it end up in your pocket and you can hand out the gum to spectators, which is a really
No,
cool.
I think it's a great ending.
That's something
When I
Dave.
first saw it, I thought that really completed it. Because David showed me
Yeah.
it the first time, and he just did the color changing stuff. And I'm like, that's cool. And then he's like, showed me again, I think later that day. And he's like, then he showed the gum disappeared in his pocket. I'm like, that really completes it.
Yeah.
Because
It needed
kinda
it.
wanna
It
see-
needed
you wanna
it.
see it. You want to see something. And like, and to give out the gum
Yep.
makes sense. Why do you have the gum in the first place, you know?
Yep. And it needed that for sure. If I didn't have that, I don't know if it would have done as well. Gardeners.
This guy, I think he's walking by.
No worries. I can still hear you fine.
Oh, man.
That's all good.
Doing some spring cleaning over here.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to move this. I hope he's moving. Yeah, I think he's walking down.
It's not too bad. I mean, at least for me, it's not bad.
Yeah, I just got to be able to hear you.
Wow, look at all the. Oh, I'm just now going back. You probably have the same people getting on, huh?
All right, there he goes.
I'm actually doing a thing where I'm launching a video either today or tomorrow where I made 5 gum tools, handmade. There'll be, I'm sorry, 5. Wow, 10 gum tools
Oh.
that will be specially created to the gum that you want.
Oh, cool.
So I'm gonna be launching that, like, hey, the first 10 people that reach out to me, not only do you, I mean, I'm selling it, but not only can you buy it and it's out before anybody else, but you get to pick the gum that you want me to make it as. So I'm going to be doing that soon too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Just a way to, you know, bring in a little extra income right now. And I live in San Diego, so it's not super cheap out here.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say.
Anyway, I could.
Is that mostly what you've been doing? Keeping busy with the creating, putting stuff together, you know, selling your creations?
Yeah, right now it's been cool because there's people that still need video work because they need to get in front of people. So that's been cool. And then the music director of the church is cool because right now it's all online. So I have to help build an online service for people. So it's pretty neat. It's we actually the church that I go to is in Encinitas called Adventure Church, and we have a whole Sunday service. I mean, from greeting to music, we recorded on the roof this past one where you can see the ocean in the background. And yeah, so we record full music and have the whole service. It's pretty neat. So I'm still doing that. And then video work is sparse right now. And then the magic is kind of what. And then 3 teenage daughters keeps me busy. So
yeah, I bet, right?
they're amazing though. I'm not gonna go on too much about it because I could. They are the best kids ever. I mean, I got everybody. Every time I say 3 teenage daughters, people are like, "Oh my gosh!" And I'm like, I don't know, man. My wife did a great job because they're incredible kids.
Yeah, you guys both did it. You did well.
I give credit to my wife.
So before we take off, what do you think the most things you've learned during this like quarantine time? What have you been taking away from it?
Connect, man. What you're doing is so important, dude. I can't stress that enough. I think the more you could reach out to people like me and others, and it allows us to have a voice, but it also allows other people in, right? You know, and so I think I'm really been able to slow down and realize that even with my family connecting. I work from home a lot, so not a ton has changed. But as far as who are the people in my life that I'm gonna put around me, whether it's online magician guys, friends of mine, or people that I actually see on a daily basis, like who are the people that are speaking into my life? You know, who are those people? Who are those voices that I want? You know, get away the negative ones that thinks where everybody's going to die, and put the positive ones that around you, you know, so you could, so you help kind of get through all this. So
Absolutely. Yeah, no, thank you so much for being here, man. Taking your time to share your
absolutely.
magic and your creations and to see that you're doing well. It gives us all hope and inspiration. And
No, thanks,
yeah,
man.
man, I wish you the best. And hopefully I'll see you soon after all this. You
I
know,
hope so,
because
man. That'd be
I've
really
been to
cool.
San Diego a lot. I can't wait to go back to San Diego. I've been missing it. I've been in LA lately. But soon, soon.
Well, you got my number, dude. Let's hook up.
You got that, man. Hey, thank you.
All right, bro. You bet, dude.
Hey, cheers. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Slightly Smoking. Every day we do these live streams. And thanks again to Mike, Magic Trick Mike. Look him up. Crazy, insane, highly visual magic. If you were here throughout the entire time, you saw. And yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on it too. And for you guys who are interested, check out our magic apparel, slightly.smoking.com, because nobody does pay me to be here except for you guys. So if you want to check us out, support us, join the email system. We're working on new designs every day. I'm drawing, connecting, and keeping the magic alive. Hope you guys are all well. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.